Recorded live from the G.O.T Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina, this is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the hosts. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show on Twitter at AAN_pod or at theallaboutnothing.com. You can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com. You may also call and leave the show a message at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome back to episode 80. We're opening the show. My bad. Welcome back to another episode of the All About Nothing podcast, episode 89. We got Zach King in with us, and also NiqueTheGeek is here.
Filling in for Trent again.
Yeah.
Trent went missing.
Yeah, so we're going to have Nique in here for the first half of the program because we did have a thing we did. If you pay attention, you follow us on social media or you follow us on YouTube, you know that we went and participated in the haunted attraction at the Cayce-West Columbia Jaycees, the Hall of Horrors. And we had a...
Horrors.
Horrors.
Let's just say it with an A, horror.
Horrors.
It's horror.
Horrors.
And after that, we went to a haunted house.
Yeah. And both were horrible.
So we had a good time. I assume we all had a good time.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I drank too much in the parking lot.
Oh, it all got scared out of us on the way out.
Yeah, that's true. If you paid attention, you already know that Zach, Trent, Dominique, and I, as well as Gabrielle and our patron Ami, went and did the haunted house. And I think for the most part it wasn't scary. But it's fun.
It was some jump scares.
Yeah.
Yes. Some jump scares.
They did excellent ambiance too. I thought the lights we went through, the orange part, me and Nique are both going like trying to figure out a way to see what the hell.
I was about to say they did a good job at like everything being hidden.
They did.
Everything was hidden by light. Like
the only
by
thing,
the darkness.
The only thing that wasn't hidden was like the devil, like being like, "Hell's this way."
Oh yeah.
Right when you get in, he's like,
and we were still confused.
It is.
We're going down. Or?
It is well placed lighting and shadow dropping that really makes those work.
The orange light at the coffin, that's what got me. Because no matter what I did, and I saw Nique trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, if you watch the video on YouTube,
trying to
like where the hell is
I didn't know where to go.
it literally was just beams of orange light, and you had no idea if you could have walked right into a wall.
Yeah.
It was like excellent.
And I want to put my hands in front of me because I know people were trying to jump out.
Right.
Yeah. And they did right there.
Yeah.
I actually touched 3 or 4 of the actors, including, and I can't remember what he said his name was, but the little guy.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting him to be there. Like nobody.
He was awesome. No, I didn't. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he makes that noise that really is unsettling. It's like a.
Like inverse.
I can't believe I did not fully expect for me to be able to do that.
Barrett just found a hidden thing.
Well, if we go back and do some of the acting,
you're doing inward singing,
and the girl that was screaming.
Oh yeah, she
got some golden lungs.
In fact, the camera, the camera that we're recording on, I did clean off the front of it because I'm not sure how close it got to her, but I felt resistance when I was holding it, and then I felt it push back on me, and I was like, oh, that was her face.
Oh man!
You go back, it's just a tongue licking goalie.
Then you scared the nun. You scared her. She was trying to scare us. She was like, "Sit down," and then she turned around and saw you. She was like, oh. She broke character. She started laughing. She was like, "I don't know why I'm laughing."
That's great.
I was about to sit down. And Gabrielle was like, "Stop!" You're not going to sit down.
That's a set. I don't think.
I remember these desks.
I almost sat down too.
Yeah,
I felt like I had to. The way she was demanding it.
Sit down, yes, ma'am.
Like, is this part of the?
That's hilarious.
The trail.
The devil's at the front and the nuns in the back. What's going on here?
I'm gonna say yeah. Devil's in the front, nuns in the back.
And then
that makes sense.
And then the zombie girl on the bed, she was, I can hear them coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, you don't want to say that on there.
Nique, you just covered your camera real quick.
There are children in here.
Yeah. I wondered a kid ran so fast.
I did want to do a quick shout out. So being that we are being we are being followed by more and more people now as far as our podcast goes and YouTube and whatnot.
Thank you.
I'm getting emails now from people that are trying to tell us what our status is or what our ranking is and things like that. So shout out real quick to podstatus.com. A guy named Carlos emailed me and he informed me. Well, first let me just I think I wrote a joke or something like that. But so one of the podcast analytical companies, Carlos at podstatus.com, emailed me this week with a number that, one, I don't think I could find. So, two, I don't know if it's real. And three, I have no way of verifying it or where he got it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But the All About Nothing podcast is now ranked 75th in the United States among podcasts that categorize themselves as improv.
Okay.
How many are in that?
I don't know.
But
see,
I think
this is the part I wasn't willing to go and look into to see.
Are there 76 or are there 700?
Is there just 75? Like,
yeah, exactly. Here's the disappointing thing. The All About Nothing podcast is also ranked 124th in the Philippines among podcasts that categorize themselves as improv. So
this is an improv.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're higher. We're lower in the.
Hey,
ratings.
this could be the beginning of something. You know,
Yeah.
the All About Nothing show.
Yeah,
I know.
Where comedians get their start.
Yeah, absolutely. I listen to Alchemy This, which is literally an improv.
Yeah,
hosted by Kevin Pollak, who is fantastic.
Yeah.
So if we're 75th and we consider that Alchemy This is in that category, that has like 10 people show up on it at times.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like 6 actually, but catch my drift there.
You should tell whoever gave you that information to send you links.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think I can look it up.
Something they're not telling us.
My fear is that if I look it up and then I find it's 76,
podcasts,
there's 76 podcasts.
Well, he couldn't put us in comedy, then he'd be like, you're 1,260,000.
Yeah, there are a lot of comedy podcasts out there. That is a fact. And I respect a lot of the ones I listen to. And while I can't say that everything you hear here is improvised, I will admit we are naturally this talented.
We are.
That we
Shoot, dude, that's like a 95% improvised.
I would say so.
You bringing the structure to it.
I write everything that I read. I write.
True. Except for like not all the time, but you bring the blueprint.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah, and you do come prepared. If it wasn't for you or Almighty
except
Leader.
for like some of the news articles I read, like I will read those verbatim sometimes, but I'll at least give credit. I also want to say hello to our listeners in Australia, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, the Netherlands, UK, and Canada. And between all of those countries, we do have 34 unique listeners.
And hey, Virginia, you guys are
listening. Virginia's been lighting up. Virginia, South Carolina. We had Seattle, Washington, Oregon.
State. And DC.
So please, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, which a lot of these are, please make sure that you subscribe, rate, and if you could leave us a 5-star review, you can also drop us a line and tell us you're listening, where you're listening from. Email the show at theallaboutnothing.com. That is the email address. It's the show at the All About Nothing podcast.
You can email us even if you speak a different language and write a different language.
Oh, yeah.
We'll Google Translate.
I was about to say, we'll drop that in Google real quick.
Exactly.
Don't use slang.
Please. Yeah.
Keep it formal.
So we had Nate come in because we were going to discuss the haunted house for a little bit. And I wanted to open up with one of the things that I thought would have been cool was to interview some of the people coming out. I was not expecting some of the people coming out to only be 7 years old.
You got Trent interviews.
I got Trent's interviews and I got mine.
Trent interviews.
So this is the first one I got.
Was it good?
It was scary.
It was good. How old are you?
7.
7. I have 2 little girls that are 7 years old, and you did okay.
Kind of.
I think the end's the main one that got her with the chainsaw.
Yeah, the chainsaw's what got her.
Because we walked out, me and hers already walked out the building. Then all of a sudden the chainsaw come out right in front of them.
So utility tools, those frighten you? Does your dad use those at home a lot, or does he keep them at work?
See, it's when people come out of dark corners with them.
That makes sense.
Road, so.
It's her 16th birthday, and we made her go first. She was the most scared. She screamed a lot.
What's your name?
Lucy.
Lucy, happy birthday.
Thank you.
They got you a car? Oh, did I mess that up? Okay. All right, y'all have a good night.
Yeah, they were coming out. The little girl clearly looked younger than probably needed to be participating in this haunted house.
You wouldn't have let your kids go.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have.
Did you get the interview where the girl was crying when Trent?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the parents was like, no, we don't want to interview. Come on.
Yeah.
Trent's like, I'll talk to the little one. Hey.
This is that.
Hey, what did you see? What was the last part? What did you see?
The last thing I saw was like I just heard a chainsaw and I saw this little midget owl guy and he went ah! And then like that was the last thing I saw and then I heard a chainsaw and then I just said deuces.
I seen you running, man. You were halfway down the field. You almost ran to the road.
He said deuces.
He was fast.
Yeah,
too.
that wasn't the one. This one might have been it. Trent got a hold of a couple of interviews that were pretty good.
Yeah.
You okay? All right. I'm with the All About Nothing podcast. Y'all want to do an interview?
Yes!
She was like,
It
no.
was people and he was chasing us.
It was chasing. What you seen? What was the scariest part?
When the girl said, help me, help me, help me, help me.
Okay.
That's the bed chick.
Thank you for your interview.
You welcome, sir.
You want to say anything? You want to shout out your Instagram?
I just want to say, go follow my YouTube channel, Life with Chanel, and get me to like 400K likes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We can do that.
100,000 likes. How many likes you got now?
That's
whoa.
If he's
We need to check out her YouTube page.
What did
real
they
quick.
say? What did she say? Sound like a
We're gonna-
phrase she done heard from her parents a
Follow my
lot.
YouTube channel, Life with Chanel.
Oh,
and
Chanel.
get me
I
to
thought you said sit
say,
down.
Go follow my YouTube channel, Life
How do you
with
talk a kid
Chanel.
down?
Life with Kayana Chanel.
I thought it said Kayana sit down.
So this
I
is
think
my
it was
parents' tone.
Life with Kayana Chanel.
That wasn't
That may be it. We had to check it
I'm
out.
about to
And
look it up.
if she's got like 250,000, like, what are you doing?
You gotta hit her.
Yeah. We'll look that up. Let me see. So this was the last interview that Trent got.
Yeah. You want to do an interview for a podcast? Let them know what you seen in there.
I think I seen Jason.
You seen Jason? What was the scariest part?
The guy with the chainsaw.
Okay. You want to shout out your Instagram? Let them know. YouTube? Anything?
TikTok.
So your TikTok?
Baller King 23.
Okay.
Baller Queen
We'll let
King
you know, man.
23.
Glad you had fun. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, so that was great. We
Baller King 23, go find him.
Yeah, we're gonna subscribe to Baller King 23.
At first, I think he said, "I thought I saw Jesus."
No, I thought I saw Jason.
Yeah.
Did you find him?
No, I don't think I did.
I
want to say Life with Kayana, 35 subscribers and 9 views. You got a long way to go for 400K.
Yeah.
That's her.
That's
We
I got-
unfortunately can't get you to 400,000, but
why?
Then I got one that say Life with Kayana Per.
What?
I don't know. I don't think this her. Kayana Per. Unless you
if they
change
go
it.
back and listen, that they know that we're from the All About Nothing podcast, she can
Yeah.
email us or tweet
Yeah.
us. We'll try to get you 400,000.
The show at theallaboutnothing.com. Yeah, that's
We're gonna get you 400K. Don't worry.
Do you have 400K yet?
Do I?
Yeah.
No. You talking on YouTube or TikTok?
Yes, I have
Let's combine
400,000
them.
followers.
I probably got
combine.
400K views on
Views.
YouTube.
You think so?
Oh man, that's
Go
great.
check.
I
we're gonna
probably
check
only got
metrics.
200. But hey, I'm halfway there.
There you go. That's all right.
I have one follower, and it's my wife.
That's it. You only
Yeah.
have one follower on all of
On
YouTube.
YouTube or TikTok?
YouTube.
Oh.
No, I got like
YouTube, I got
55 or something.
1,100 subscribers.
Yeah, I don't have any subscribers. Not that there's much out there to see.
I mean, I post a lot of those kayak videos and things like that, but I only have 25 on my personal one. We've got
I more rely on the All About Nothing.
Got 1160.
yeah, we're approaching 480.
Yeah, we might be at 400.
400.
No, 400. No, we're approaching 400. Not 480.
Have you been checking your watch hours?
No,
No,
that's a
I
metric
haven't.
I haven't looked
You should
at.
check.
I
You
gotta
should check that.
I gotta keep up with
Well,
that.
You
do I
need
need to keep him on the
4,000.
screen right now, or he can go for
No, he can go.
Okay,
We'll discuss
okay.
him later.
You heard me?
I've got him saved up.
You need 4,000 within the time frame of a year.
401.
Is that it?
We're at
Yeah.
401.
We're at
And
400.
once y'all hit 1,000 subscribers, all y'all need is 4,000 watch hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
All
sounds hard, but the length of these podcasts, if y'all can average about 500 views,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
each podcast.
We got to get that up.
I think they do like 50. Everyone does like 50 up around. It fluctuates between 50.
Yeah.
And you have to see how much of it they're watching, like the duration.
Right.
Average.
Yeah.
Because normally it'll be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You want to be really depressed? Go check your tweets out. Especially like when I tweeted Ryan Reynolds and how many people fucking engaged with it and didn't like it or do anything with it.
They just happen to
You can see that on Instagram.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, dude.
It's kind of weird how many people save my post.
Oh,
a lot of people save my post.
That's something that happens to you?
Yeah, I get saves.
It's
I
not
get
just
DMs.
us.
People message my post to other people or on their story, and I get profile visits.
I posted something about the South Carolina game, and I'll pull it up. And it's weird. It's because I didn't. People can share stuff that you did, even people you don't know.
Yeah. They find you on the Explore page. 5
shares of the man watching the South Carolina game.
That was funny.
He is only 36 years old.
He only 36.
That's a joke.
No way.
I was about to say.
How stressful the day.
I was just gonna say. I hope it don't offend nobody. Black don't crack.
White ain't right.
So those interviews all took place before we went into the haunted house. But before we went into the haunted house, one member of our party decided that they needed to use the restroom before we went in, and
he just, yeah, go ahead and play it. You didn't scare me.
Is there a porta potty over there?
Yeah.
Oh, you hear me?
He like almost broke it.
I heard.
I knew it was coming. I was like, these motherfuckers, children.
That's why I never use the porta potty. Never.
I picked the big one.
That's us running.
What are you doing in there, boy?
Get out of there!
What are you
That was one of the girls that worked there. She was like, if you knock his poopy everywhere, I'm not cleaning it up.
There was so much shit in that thing, too.
That's why I don't use porta potties. Never will. You know, that's a very profitable business, too.
Oh,
I'm sure it is.
I got a buddy that he rented out his porta potties to like parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The only thing he complained about was picking them up and having to bring them home. But then he just had like an industrial size hose that he would clean them with.
You gotta put it somewhere.
Probably in the backyard.
So he owns a septic company. So septic Router of Atlanta. If you need septic services, Septic Router of Atlanta. My buddy Rob Simmons is the guy that owns this place.
Ding ding ding.
So yeah, it's behind you, I think, but we'll give him that. So Septic Routers out of Atlanta. I don't have the phone number because I don't.
The dirty jobs are the most lucrative jobs.
Oh, for
you
sure.
seen the guys who scuba dive into the shit?
Nah, I don't want to.
What?
Either.
They put it's like at waste treatment plants. Like I guess like a vent will get clogged at the bottom before it goes to get like.
How much does he make? That's what I have to know.
But the thing is like it's disgusting.
I want that question answered.
It's disgusting, but he's in like an airtight suit, right? So you remember like the old diver helmets you would put on and like that shit.
I would be throwing up in that. I would drown in my throw up.
Bro, he looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon. You're like, you see these air hoses going down, and then all of a sudden they like pull the man out, and he's like, wiping it off his face.
Oh my god. I want to see what his house look like.
Yeah,
but he's fully covered head to toe.
Yeah.
No, he better have like a Ferrari. Like,
yeah, for real. He better own the business. There better be commitment from the boss.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I only work 3 days a week, and
One day,
having to go get a turd out the fucking vent at the bottom of the.
One day I'm gonna have
cesspool.
money to invest in a bunch of dirty businesses, dirty job businesses,
that sounds good.
septic tanks. Pooper scoopers. Not pooper scoopers.
There's one that
porta
does
potties. That's what I meant.
No, dog park cleanup.
Trash valet.
Yeah.
All of them. I'm going to invest in all the dirty jobs.
You
know,
be
rich.
Everybody who owns a sanitation company, like the sanitation company that does it for mine, you're contracted out.
Right.
You know you're making bang. What's it? Waste management?
That's who picks up mine.
Yeah, it's all over the country. Isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, they're huge.
That's
girl I graduated from high school with. She lives in Chapin with her husband and kids. She's a director for waste management. So another for that.
Yeah, I want to.
Not that you have a choice as to who picks up your trash.
What's it called? The Dreer Septic Tank business. That's my friend's business.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Had to plug them in there real quick.
So we did continue, and I want to play this in the entirety, and I'm gonna play it low enough where we can speak over it. But we recorded ourselves going through, and obviously we did record some video that I've posted some of it to the Facebook, the YouTubes and whatnot. But this is from start to finish, so I'm just gonna we can talk over it.
Is this Trent?
Yeah, this is Trent's recording.
We gotta do this as a unit now, Barrett.
I thoroughly enjoyed Trent's reaction.
It was funny.
Dramatic Trent.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, what's that? That's what they're picking on Canadian people? Hello there. Oh.
Which is
So sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm not going first.
Oh my God.
That was me.
Oh yeah.
My wife's like, "Don't leave me," and you're like, "I ain't going first." I'm like, "Fuck."
Oh my God. I got you guys. Come on. Oh my God.
I made me go first because I came along.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on, man.
I just jumped. I wasn't expecting.
Just now, yeah.
Yeah, I just jumped.
Oh.
That scream part. There it is.
That was intense.
There
That
it is.
scream freaked me out.
I almost swung at it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was like, I don't want to get arrested.
They going
The
fast
one
as
where
hell.
where I scared the shit out of me, you were like, "I got it on camera."
Oh yeah, when she popped out of the box, I was like, oh, I know it's gonna get Gabrielle. I know it is.
No.
She grabbed you, took you out like to the wall.
She tackled me.
I will not. I will not.
This is
won't drink.
I thought she was gonna give me a cup of water,
I'm not drinking.
like for real. Like
Yeah, you was reaching for it.
What are you doing?
She got Jim Jones.
No.
That's good.
she drank the water and died.
No. Oh.
Is that what happened? She collapsed?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. See, these are the little things I missed.
I use my body cam, but you can't see it because it's so dark.
Hell no.
I'm gonna lighten it up.
What is that? What is that?
You're gonna lighten it up, and we're gonna see it like crystal clear.
Yeah.
Like, that shit ain't funny at all.
Oh. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Poor Nikki, right?
Oh. 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 Shit.
When the chainsaw hits, and Trent, you can hear Trent.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! What is that? What's that in my face? Oh! Oh!
Oh my god! I'm pretty sure I told him to shut up. I know I did.
Oh! Oh! Sit down! Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh! Oh!
It's giving me anxiety. Listen to it.
Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I didn't really realize how loud he was.
Oh yeah.
You sit on this podcast with him every week.
I'm just like, I got the Trent swing.
When y'all were sharing a microphone last time.
Oh!
Nothing.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Okay. All right. Oh! Oh my God!
That chainsaw made everybody run.
Oh my
It
God!
made everybody run.
Come on, man. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I think I went.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh.
Hey, if somebody like captured and tried to torture Trent, they probably would torture themselves.
What happened to your arm?
Let him go.
COVID. COVID.
COVID.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh. This is a long room. I thought where's the short version?
Zombies would find Trent's ass in
that
The
a
Walking
casket?
Dead. Like
You heard
this.
Gabrielle?
Oh my God.
They touched me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, they coming up out that casket, dog. Oh.
That's what we couldn't see.
Man, you gotta do something, man. Oh, man. Oh. 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 Oh my God.
That's when I got tackled.
Oh my God.
Oh, from behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. You left your girl. Oh my God. Oh man.
The whole time she said, "Don't leave me behind." I'm like, I'm fucking trying.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when she was grabbing Trent.
Oh.
She has like everybody
man.
like this. It's like,
Oh. 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 Oh my God. Oh. Oh.
Definitely got inappropriate.
Oh. Oh. No. Oh. 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 Damn it. Oh.
yeah, that's good.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We heard about you on the podcast. You're doing great. Oh my God. Oh. 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 Oh.
That is the real
legit
part.
when he-
That's the
that's when he-
genuine scare Trent right here. You heard the way he ran?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was genuine. That was the most genuine out of the whole path.
Oh, that.
Trent was like just a siren going through the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was holding the microphone like this up against his chest. So,
That's
like,
true.
sometimes when he turned like this, it was real loud. And then
Yeah.
turned the other way, it was.
Trent made it. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
I was like,
We heard about you on the podcast. You're doing great.
Quick shout out to DJ Lonzo. He has got. I guess he is now the in-house DJ.
Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights.
He's
At the
doing a
Aristocrat.
Halloween theme this Wednesday, a vampire theme. If you dress as a vampire, you get half off drinks.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
I would literally just throw glitter on me and be like, I'm one of the fucking new ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Edward.
Yeah. I just gel my hair straight up.
Yeah, Bite Night, vampire theme, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Aristocrat. That's 1001, or I guess, what do we say, 1001 Washington Street, Columbia, South Carolina. The Aristocrat.
From 7 to 11.
Yeah, 7-11. The real DJ Lonzo.
Wait, no, it's Wednesday, no pregame.
No. Basketball, hockey.
It could happen for a basketball game.
Yeah.
Just take Thursday and Friday off.
You're gonna. If the crowd that shows up
From
last time,
your energy will be drained by looking at them.
that was an event. I was not aware of the number of people that decided to start taking their clothes off when I left.
Jesus Christ, I didn't even go.
But he does a fantastic job. So make sure to.
Yeah, he surprised me. No, I'm playing. I take that back. He did really good.
No,
His last 5 events, I've been attending to all the events, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, he's good. Trent. Really talented.
Yeah, he needs a bigger platform now.
I told you what Nique and I talked about it. What we need to do is we need to do Trent to do pregame live.
Yeah,
like
we
Friday
got everything
nights,
we
Saturday
need.
nights. Just have the lights going, just the cameras on him, and just for him to play.
He like to do that anyway. He'll come in here. He practices. He'll
Yeah.
come in here and he'll turn off all the lights and turn his lights on, and you know what I'm saying, DJ.
Is that his whole setup? Everything he had set up at the Aristocrat?
Yeah.
Lights,
he invested a lot into it. Like he passionate about it. Like I said, he'll come in here and do it, and I'll come in here and be like, "Stop it!" But he real good and he's real passionate.
Well, whenever the grand opening happens, we know who's going to DJ it.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do want to come in here and Trent's doing a live
Trent's always going to DJ every event that I have anything to do with.
There you
Like Trent is the DJ.
Yeah.
He was gonna do my wedding. He still is whenever it does happen.
Yeah.
Well, you can follow him on.
I'll get married just so he'll have a reception. DJ.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We can do a fake wedding. You don't have to. Just don't do that to yourself. You can.
Where's your wife, Nick? I think it's over.
Yeah. We divorced after the honeymoon.
Get married in Vegas then.
And we got divorced because of the honeymoon.
Yeah.
You can follow Trent on his Instagram at the real DJ Lonzo, and if you want to get a hold of him, Trent at theallaboutnothing.com. I tell you what, we'll take a break. When we come back, it's going to be Zach and I. You got anything you want to promote?
Well, I always want to promote the studio, and
Absolutely.
I would like to promote my music to everybody in Bangladesh. And
Yes, yeah.
Where else?
All of our listeners: Bangladesh, India,
worldwide,
Australia. I want to get New Zealand in there.
New Zealand.
It's neat.
I got some listeners in France and Canada and Germany.
They need to. What we need is for them to reach out to you, and then you can come in and be like, "Hey,
dude, have a French rapper on there."
I already did some. I did something with a French rapper.
Did you?
Yeah, it's called Gamos.
Gamos. Et la parole française.
It means like living fast or something like that.
Oh,
something like that. But
dope.
yeah, we did a song, and I did a song with a girl in Spain.
Now you got to do a song with somebody who speaks Hindi. Bangladesh, hit him up.
Bangladesh, the
Hindi.
producer.
No, Hindi is a language in India and Bangladesh.
It's fire too.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Actually, the season, the holiday season, Diwali's coming up. That's big time.
Yeah, that is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they dress up too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's in November, right?
Yeah, it's a whole festival. Yeah.
So can't forget about what's November 1st in Mexico.
It's
Day of the Dead.
Day of los Muertos.
Yeah. Day of the Dead. Where they eat the chocolate crickets.
Day of los Muertos. You come on, man. You're gonna think they're like, you know what? Chocolate crickets today.
I just remember seeing that on a documentary. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm just going off of what I was taught in school.
We could have gone sugar skulls and shit.
Yeah, chocolate crickets. Why not?
They will be eating those. They will.
I've eaten chocolate crickets before. I've eaten crickets, just grabbed them out of the field. It was like protein.
I ate one of the.
You can get protein at other places.
Not when you're out in the middle of nowhere and the only thing you get to do is fish.
Somebody when I was working one time bought cheddar covered mealworms.
Really?
Yeah, and they weren't alive. They were like baked or something.
How were they?
It was like eating a Frito.
Okay, it was crunchy.
It was crunchy with cheddar cheese on it.
Man. I think I'm just go straight to the source. If I need protein, I'll just eat some veggies or some plants.
Veggies don't have protein.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them. That's the main point.
Spinach.
Yeah. Where do you think these animals that give you protein get their protein?
Yeah, through the way they digest stuff and protein. I'm talking about, but like vegetarians, they notoriously have low protein, so they have to go find a vegetable.
Iron levels are generally lower.
Well, and then spinach will give you that too, right?
Yeah.
Well, they have to go find like tofu. Apparently, isn't that like a good source of protein or something?
Soy. Peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts have a lot of protein.
So you got to eat like a variety of shit when you could just have us
and avocado. Avocado.
It's a higher fat content, but it's a good fat.
That's what they call it, good fat.
That's why you put it on toast.
Look, man, I got these abs coming in. I've been doing my research, okay? With a cricket-free diet. You know what I'm saying?
You brought up the bucks, man.
I ain't been eating red meat either, you know? I'm cut.
That's where you want the protein.
Yeah. What, the red meat?
Yeah. I mean, red meat's not great for you to eat all the time.
Yeah.
It's not.
Can't.
I
had a burger a while back and I got nauseous. It didn't sit well on my stomach.
Probably Burger King.
This health information brought to you by the All About Nothing podcast.
No, I'm not going to do local businesses like that.
It was a Varsity Burger.
Nah.
What?
It wasn't. That's not. Is that a local? That's like.
No, Varsity's Atlanta.
It's not the name. It's pretty local.
Nah, it was somewhere downtown.
Got you. Yeah.
Mark's.
Why are we doing this to people? No, it wasn't Mark's. It was it's across from Halls. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Across from Halls.
We're not gonna guess it.
Blue Marlin.
On the break.
No. That's nowhere near Halls.
Pearls?
Oh man. The whole Columbia restaurant scene.
Oysters? All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back after the break, and we've got a whole bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. But Nique, thanks for sitting in with us.
Yeah, real quick. I apologize what I said earlier, Trent. I do think you're a good DJ.
He does. Legitimately, he does.
That could be misconceived.
He's gonna get on the red eye flight back to Colombia.
No, he won't. No, he won't. You know he won't. All right, we'll be back. The All About Nothing podcast. All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas Brand specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, Blank Canvas Brand offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, Blank Canvas Brand is responsible for our logo, as well as the Bowl of Duty bowling team logo, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email Blank Canvas at theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. What is a vaccine? What is a virus? What is a mask? What's a Sasquatch? These are all valid questions, and to answer them in one breath, prevention, potentially deadly, potentially life-saving, and don't be stupid. Look, the coronavirus from 2019 has caused a global pandemic that continues to ravage our planet, leaving victims and survivors. But you can do your part. In the United States, as well as most countries around the world, the COVID-19 vaccine is available at little to no cost. Regardless of your politics, this virus has the potential to cause irreparable harm to you and vulnerable family members and friends. We have an opportunity through the efforts of medical science to balance the scales against this disease and its variants. And look, I don't understand how the vaccine works, even though I've heard it described countless times by countless experts. And even though none of that makes any sense to me, I do recognize that the money and effort spent on the vaccine has not been wasted. And it's not a global positioning transmitter being embedded in your arm. You're holding that in your hand, listening to this. So get the vaccine. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Hell, protect the guy standing behind you waiting on his taco supreme and nacho fries. Let that be the reason his organs shut down. For more information, visit covid19.nih.gov for actual science information. We have to thank our sponsor, G.O.T Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as NiqueTheGeek. G.O.T Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. G.O.T Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. G.O.T Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. All right. Man, that feels loud. That's not even me. Welcome back to the second half of the podcast. Yeah. Everything seems louder now.
Yeah, we fixed the microphone.
Yeah. It is Sunday, October the 17th. So
my daughter turns 1 on Friday.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And you close on a new house coming soon.
Yeah, in November, the first week.
Also exciting.
Yeah. Dude, it's a lot of growing up.
You know, so,
I did my growing up from 2020 to 2021.
Yeah.
Car, proposal, baby.
Yeah.
Raising baby through COVID.
Yeah.
And then it came around to baby's going to be 1. You did it.
Yeah.
Found a house, buying a house.
It's it is considerable. It is a lot.
Yeah, I did a lot within like a 2-year time frame.
I was actually mowing my neighbor's yard and then my yard and then my other neighbor's yard this morning, and I was thinking, Zach's gonna have to start doing this soon.
My front yard, it doesn't have a lot of grass, but it's not like dirt either.
Do you want it to have a lot of grass?
I could. It's kind of like more tree. Like it has like a big, like solid oak in the front kind of deal going on.
Yeah.
The backyard has a lot of grass. It's humongous. It's almost half an acre. I got a weed eater coming, and my mother was gracious enough to give me her push mower.
Nice.
And I'm used to pusher mowing.
Yeah.
We grew when I grew up in White Rock, a.k.a. Chapin, Little Chapin.
Yeah, White Rock is not a synonym or like a metaphor for that area, but it is.
Everyone's white and we all own rock. We used to have this ditch that was like...
I was talking about cocaine. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you weren't following along.
No, I was following along. I said rock, so okay. Crack rock. Crack cocaine. We can break this down. Reverse engineer this joke.
I messed it up again. Okay, I'm good.
We had this like ditch that went on for maybe like 100 yards or something.
Yeah,
100, probably 50 yards. But it was like a damn slant like this.
I caught a fish this big.
Yeah, but the whole ditch was like a slant down like this,
right?
Curved, and then it was flat.
Yeah.
And my dad damn sure would wake us up on Saturday or Sunday mornings, be like, "Get the push mower out. You're going up and down, up and down."
It's
you can like let it down with like a rope.
Yeah.
Get to the bottom, push it back up, and let it down. I felt like Cerberus and then the pits of hell.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was a teenager that the yard across the street was a good 15% grade.
Yeah,
like, it was pretty good.
Steep, man.
And when the house across the street wasn't occupied, there were a couple times that I would go over and mow it. It's getting out of hand, and I'll take care of it. Yeah. And I do remember. It was almost easier just go ahead and push it up and then come back down with it, because to go across you're going to wind up twisting an ankle or
you're like straddling the ditch itself if you're going to try and just push it across.
Yeah.
Well, I flipped a tractor over trying to do it one time, like full on John Deere.
Yeah, my father drove his tractor into a pond. So
I never did that.
Not a tractor. It was a lawnmower.
Oh, these are full. We used full on tractors. We had 7.5 acres of land
with a big cutter, bush hog on the back.
And the bush hog didn't have any flex because it was on a drive. You know how they were, just drive shaft. Like you couldn't back it up, but the grade was just. We had an old 55 Ford tractor that was real wide.
Yeah.
And you could almost do it. But my dad's like, it looks like shit. Go out there and get the push mower.
Do it again.
My brother will know exactly what we're talking about. My sister lucked out. She just had to feed the animals.
You don't say. Shelby didn't have to do it?
Weed eating and like just manual labor. No. My dad's like, that's why I had you guys.
Yeah, that's right. Before we get into some of the other things that we'll talk about, I did want to talk about William Shatner, Bill Shatner, whatever.
It's probably one of the most hilarious reactions to go into space I've ever heard.
Captain Kirk finally got to go to space this week. Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, took the former TJ Hooker star, because Star Trek, for a 15-minute ride, a flight that can be recognized as he is now recognized as the oldest individual to ever enter the near space atmosphere layer.
Because they didn't go. They don't
go into space. Bezos' first flight on Blue Origin was also one that broke the record for oldest passenger to ever travel into the upper atmosphere. I keep saying the atmosphere again because technically they aren't in space. I'm unsure. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. Like I'm just thinking. Shatner's how old? 80, 90. You're not doing too much. You're sending a 90-year-old man there.
Yeah. Which actually kind of makes me think that it might be entirely possible that other people that maybe going into space isn't that big of a deal. Like what it does to you or the flight. I'm unsure as to how Bezos will break the next record unless he starts to go after like Guinness World Records. Maybe there's a list of them that he's just going through. Like, okay, Shatner's 90. The corpse of Walt Disney is 119. The oldest living twins, they're 107, so he could get them on there. And, of course, the ghost of Abraham Lincoln's 212. So if you can get all those onto one flight, you can take them. Maybe not one flight, just several flights at the cost of however much it costs to fly Blue Origins into space.
I don't know. I mean, I would take the ride.
I would too.
Exactly.
If I somehow won a lottery drawing that got me on there, I absolutely. So Jeff Bezos, if you're listening to the podcast right now, first share, because you've done almost all the work to get here.
Right.
But if Jeff Bezos is listening, please, Trent, Zach, and I absolutely would be willing to do a podcast from space.
Yeah, come on, Jeff.
Or 15 minutes. 15 minutes. We will. In fact, I think that would be fun. As good as the Trent's walkthrough of the haunted house was, I think us screaming on the takeoff would be. Oh, and then us screaming on the way down. Because
my wife will not let me go. I told her, I was like, I tell Eden, I'm like, you can do anything you want. You can even be an astronaut. And she's like, no, she cannot.
Just don't bring it to your mom.
Where's Eden? She's on that right there.
That's right. All right. So I did have a couple of things that I wanted to bring up on the podcast this week. One of them including the new Superman.
Right.
He will be revealed as a bisexual. Yeah.
It's just pearls.
Yeah. In the upcoming DC comic issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we know who John Kent is in the DC comic world. John Kent, of course, is the son of Lois Lane Kent and Superman Kal-El. And have you read any of that series?
Not yet. Nope.
I haven't either.
I'm not a Superman fan, really. I mean, it'd be rad to be Superman and all, but like as a character, you're invincible, basically.
Again, Superman is just an alien that has an allergic reaction to the sun.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know, man. He's cool. I like Henry Cavill and all. It's just he has no depth to him. He's a very surface level character, man. Like
this is what you get.
Yeah, what is they even DC removed the American Way kind of thing as well. Yeah. Which is it should be everybody. He's very much like poster boy America. That's not what he was conceived by.
He's British too, isn't he?
No, I'm talking about the real Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the two. I cannot remember. Siegel and two Jewish writers created him.
True.
I mean, and so he got turned into something I guess he really isn't.
Yeah. Well, this is a Fox News article that reported it, so there will be some bias. But I don't let it be said I don't read Fox News. So it's been reported the upcoming comic graphic story, the son of Clark and Lois Lane Kent, John, with no H, by the way, Kent, will start a relationship with a friend. He too initially becomes friends with John. Oh, I don't know what happened to my text here. It's not John Kent. So basically, John Kent had a kiss, or in an upcoming issue, John Kent is going to have a kiss with a friend. And I guess from that, we are gleaming that he is bisexual.
He is.
And that, so what? Who cares? But it's in the upcoming series, Superman, son of Kal-El. Sorry.
Kal-El.
I pronounced that incorrectly. I'm sorry. The two will share a kiss after Superman becomes mentally and physically burnt out from trying to save everyone he possibly can. That's the part that I have the issue with. Why do you have to give it an excuse? So it's not just that John Kent has an interest in a close friend. His Jay Nakamura, I think, is the reporter. It's just that he's tired.
The guy with the pink hair?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that he's tired and he's burned out. So here's what I consider to be an opening for DC to be diverse and just say he just happens to be bisexual. No, it's because he's tired. He's burnt out. Like that's
I'm tired, so I kind of like
gave in.
Yeah, like no, like Tim Drake's also bi.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
well, the New York Times notes that the move marks a significant step in diversity for comics, which struggled in the early days as critics and politicians linked their readership to the delinquency. Marvel, of course, has already had a couple characters that to show their diversity. Captain Marvel, of course, because there's no way that anyone thought Jude Law was playing a straight or a male character in Captain Marvel.
Oh, really?
and of course Hawkeye. So sorry, I couldn't help it.
That's funny.
The U.S. Mexico Canadian borders are going to be opening up early November. Did you hear about that?
Is that good?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean,
no, I'm like,
I don't think Canada and Mexico are a problem.
It's been COVID closed, right?
Yeah, it's COVID closed.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and apologize on behalf of America that we get to come to your fucking countries now.
It was announced on Wednesday the United States will be allowing fully vaccinated legal travelers to enter through the northern border and the southern border, as announced by the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. Beginning early November, non-essential travel will be available to those driving across the border, walking across the border, also flying across the border.
Not like Superman in a plane.
As long as you can prove that you are legally allowed to enter the United States and that you are fully vaccinated. So none of the Haitians, of course, down on the border that have been trying to get in because of the earthquake and they're refugees.
Right. But they're not vaccinated.
We fully have the system to support people in need, and why this United States can't seem to recognize the day's going to come when we need help, and we are going to count on the people to our south for that help. Nearly 11 months that it was 11 months ago that we opened up essential travel for commerce and things like that between Mexico, Canada, and the United States. So essentially, we will now be allowing tourists to come back into the United States. Because honestly, I don't think our problem is the tourists in Canada or Mexico that are coming in. I can't assume that they're going to be coming on a vacation to the United States and being like, we're here to see the Statue of Liberty. I don't know. I don't want to
we're
do
here for Nebraska.
Yeah, I don't want to do an offensive Mexican
accent.
Yeah. I'll do a Canada one all day. Oh yeah, we're here to see the. Well,
they're not a historically disenfranchised group of people.
No, they have historically disenfranchised the Inuits and the natives.
They have their own. They have their own definite issues.
For sure. We also learned since the last episode, the Cyber Ninja audit did complete. This was hosted by the Republican Roans,
Cyber
Arizona.
Ninja.
Yeah,
the one that attacked the base.
No. Oh. So yeah, no. The Cyber Ninjas was the organization that the Republican-run state senate in Arizona hired to do an audit of the general election in 2020. Mm-hmm. Now, it's important to note this audit was considered by both political parties to be partisan action by the GOP led. So both the Republicans and the Democrats acknowledged this is partisan. Like, we're doing this because we hope it turns out for us.
Yeah.
The idea, and then the results. By the way, the election that all wrapped up almost a year ago. Mm-hmm. The President Joe Biden won the 2020 general election in Maricopa County. Now, the CEO, Doug Jones of Cyber Ninjas, which is a real company, you can look this up, that the firm that had never once conducted any sort of an election integrity audit before publicly had announced it had publicly announced its findings to the state senate. Biden won the election by more votes than previously thought, not a lot more, but a handful. Biden picked up an additional 99 votes, and Trump actually lost 261 votes in the audit.
Really?
Yeah. Turned out Trump lost by more.
Never mind, we don't want to do
it. And in not bizarro world, someone with an average IQ would probably acknowledge that based on the information, and based on the fact that it was an in my favor partisan audit conducted by a fellow QAnon supporter, Donald Trump lost the general election. Donald Trump did not acknowledge that he lost the election.
No.
He still has not.
Why not?
He says, I won't tell you exactly what he said because I've gotten to the habit of repeating Trump, and then people are like, there's no way he said it. And I'm like, no, it's right here on YouTube. He clearly said it. But after the results were published, the state Senate Republicans for Arizona then publicly stated that the audit wasn't necessarily to overturn the election. It was actually designed to find discrepancies in results from November of 2020 and the audit that was conducted. So mission accomplished. They did find some discrepancies.
It just didn't go their way.
Right. Biden won by more votes. Trump lost by more votes.
This is what we call empirical evidence.
Yeah.
You have to take it. If it would have been the other way around, they would have had to do something.
I would have sucked it up. I would have been like, yeah. I mean, and again, I'm not a huge Joe Biden fan. I'm not. I don't. Is he doing everything he can? No. No, he's not.
It's just like South Park put it. It was the giant douche or the turd sandwich. Which one are we going for?
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't want the giant douche. We just took the turd sandwich.
Yeah. It's important to note that in the audit, it did find a couple issues that could be cleaned up. One voter had 2 unique voter IDs, and they did receive 1 vote from both of those IDs. Both of them were mail-in. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person was trying to give somebody more than 1 vote. They didn't say who they voted for.
Clerical error.
Which I assume if they had been for Biden, they probably would have said, this Biden voter voted twice. There's the proof that people can do it.
Did they say if there was any variation within the Biden votes?
Yeah. Biden, in the audit, Biden actually picked up 99 more votes. Now, as far as them finding anything to indicate that there was some grand scheme to get Biden elected, there was nothing found. So, yeah, there was 1 instance, and that individual should be held accountable if it turns out that they were doing it illegally. Shortly after the results of the Cyber Ninja, I'm sorry, every time I say it, I feel like I'm talking about some cartoon on Nickelodeon.
When you say Cyber Ninja, I think of Gray Fox from Metal Gear Solid. I don't know if you ever played it.
Yeah. So 1 instance, that person should be held accountable. Shortly after, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas announced that they would be conducting an audit on the general election for 2020 in Texas because Trump won Texas. So let's make sure he won Texas. I have to assume if the results turn out poorly and Trump didn't win Texas, that
they're going to stop doing it.
Yeah, we'll never hear about it. Did we already talk about Shatner? I don't think we did.
No, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we talk about it on the show?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It was at the end of the first segment.
Was it? Okay.
He's 90 years old. How they didn't do very much if you can launch a 90-year-old into quote unquote space.
All right. See, dementia. It's me.
I just cracked up when Shat did get a space. The Shat man.
Yeah.
He had a. I mean, he's seeing. Who knows, dude? I probably would be like, oh man, yeah. But no, he was just going like, yeah.
Are we sure I played this?
You may have not played that part. No description. I don't know why it cracks me up. He cracks me up. He's like, oh god. I'll be doing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
but I'm not. It's Shatner doing it, and it's hilarious to me. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's honestly, I have to chalk it up to I think it was intense, and I am extremely excited that Bill Shatner, Captain Kirk,
dude, for sure,
got to go to space.
Dude, I think that was a great idea. Whoever had that idea, let's launch Kirk to space.
Oh, for sure.
Picard needs to go. Patrick Stewart.
That would be cool.
Luke Skywalker should absolutely go to space. Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you can't do too many times. I don't know. Is there's even a reusable rocket with Blue Origin?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it lands. Well, the rocket is reusable. I think.
They can do the literal Star Tours and just have. Yeah, shoot famous people who did movies in space.
I want the cast from Firefly to go to space.
Nathan Fillion in space. Who wouldn't want to see that?
You only ever saw him floating when they were, hijacking a load.
We all have artificial gravity.
Yeah, yeah. The tiny little Firefly ship.
If you think about it, in Star Trek too, there wasn't much floating until
that's true.
The newer movies got made.
That is true.
And then Star Wars. I don't know if anyone's floated. Leia out in space, but then she had the whole.
When was Leia out in space?
She got blown out of the front of the thing in the second series of the new one, The Last Jedi.
Okay. I'm gonna have to
remember because she used the Force to come back.
That's right. I do remember that now.
It was it's one of the scenes people hated.
It's a story for the life, and we've talked about this before. I'm not the
flick off the logic switch and enjoy the story.
I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan in the world, but at the same time, I don't care. It's fun to watch.
Right.
There's.
I love Star Trek. Me and my dad used to watch all the time. Yeah. I think I've seen every episode of Next Generation at least twice.
Probably. I can.
The Encounter at Farscape, episode 1.
The only thing the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. The reason I was a bigger fan of Star Trek was because I looked at Star Trek and being like, that's the utopian society. Which you find out it's not. But that's the utopian society that
the Federation of Planet.
Yeah. You want if we wind up seeing or meeting aliens or extraterrestrials in my lifetime,
you want to be brought into the fold.
Yeah. I want them to invite us in and be like, hey, you're going to want to participate in this because we're going to save your planet.
Right.
It's we
was that what it was in Star Trek when they had the guy who played the farmer from Babe, James Cromer? Am I remembering his name right?
That was First Contact.
First Contact, when the Vulcans come and they had to ensure that they, was that them? Well, the Vulcans weren't part of it, were they?
Well, I don't think there was. And again, I'm a big Star Trek fan. I'm not big enough to know.
I keep wanting to call it the Trade Federation, and that's Star Wars.
Yeah, that's Star Wars. Ow, my bad. My leg got in one position and then I kick a keyboard. No. Fun. Yeah, in Star Trek, it was First Contact that James Cromwell played.
That's what
I can't. What was his?
I'm calling him James Comer. It's James Cromwell.
Yeah. I don't know.
He was the first person to go reach warp speed.
Yeah, and the idea was that in order for that to happen, it had to happen at a very specific time, so that I'm going to fix this while I'm talking, or while you're talking.
No, it's fine. No, yeah, they had to make sure that he went to space, but he was kind of like a lush and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they're basically like, yeah, drunk or not, we're strapping you into this thing.
And essentially that's what happened. But it had to happen at a very specific time because there was a scout ship from the Vulcans that were sailing past Earth at a specific time. Yeah, they specifically detected the warp signature.
I thought that was a great movie.
See, and now I feel more nerdy knowing all of that. And how it happened.
Well, it's better than Star Trek Nemesis.
See, I liked Star Trek Nemesis.
Well, who plays young Patrick Stewart? Jean-Luc.
No, who was
Tom Hardy?
Was it really?
It's Tom Hardy. Your Venom
he was
himself.
So skinny
and young and bald.
And he was a Romulan.
He was half Romulan, half Kirk.
Picard.
He was a clone. Picard.
That's right. He was a clone.
Yeah.
Oh my!
But I think he was part Romulan, like you had said.
See, if you didn't think you learned anything from our show, now you have.
We can go back into Genesis and search for Spock, the one where he talks for the whales.
Oh, yeah. See,
I like that one too.
I like all of those movies.
They hid Spock's ears with a sweatband.
Yeah,
that's. We know too much. Here we are. We're gonna start a nerd podcast. It's coming.
Well, we do. We have an idea for another podcast too. We just haven't gotten to it, but I guess we've done enough for today.
All right.
I do want to quickly just reiterate.
Let me say, we're gonna keep on the nerd train for one moment.
All right.
DC Fandom just ended, so we got to look at the Batman trailer, which you watched before we started this.
That was good.
I love the shots. I love he's good at making these establishing shots that juxtapose that noir kind of feeling.
Right.
Like he's walking, Batman's coming down the tunnel, and it's completely dark until he gets fired at. And it's flashes of gun or lighting him up, and he's soaking in the bullets, ready to just pummeling people. I love that. Then they brought out, and you probably haven't seen it, two things. Black Adam. So we got to see The Rock.
I did see The Rock.
You got to see The Rock.
Yeah.
I didn't have any faith in that until I saw that clip.
Okay.
And he electrocutes the guy into ash.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did get to see that. That'll be pretty cool. But I thought The Rock at one point had something he was doing Marvel with.
I don't know.
Like maybe there's something in the works.
I do feel that The Rock is very disconnected from what this character is. He's like, he's like the Man in Black himself, the Black Adam. I'm like, what?
Did you read the script?
He's not Johnny Cash. Like,
and also
I don't
is
know
Superman's enemy, isn't he?
He's Shazam's enemy.
Shazam's enemy. That's it.
Yeah, like you'll find there's one animated movie where Shazam is fighting Superman for a minute.
Okay.
And working over Superman.
Gotcha.
The Black Adam shows up and he's like, that's worse. Let's work together. I mean, so he is strong and he is a big bad dude, but I just feel like The Rock doesn't really understand. Because when he announced the character, he said he was an anti-hero. And in no way is he an anti... Maybe in his origin to him, because of what happens to his people, he's an anti-hero. Yeah. He's a big bad villain to everybody else.
I knew him as a villain.
Yeah. And Dr. Fate being played by Pierce Brosnan, he's also going to be in that. I'm very excited to see Dr. Fate.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But the thing that excited me the most that I did not think we were going to get a glimpse of was a very put together trailer of the new Flash.
I haven't seen that yet.
You see 3 different Flashes.
Oh, do you?
And you see back of Michael Keaton wearing the bat suit.
Okay, because I knew that was coming because it's the Flashpoint movie.
Yes.
So in seeing 3 different Flashes, do you see...
One kind of looks like Ezra Miller, the guy who plays the Flash.
Right.
But bigger.
Okay.
And the other one's a female of the 3 you saw.
Okay. So you don't see the CW Flash. You don't see the...
No, but if he came up, I would not be surprised.
Well, because they pulled Ezra Miller into the crossover event.
They did.
A couple years ago.
So he exists. I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
so
actually,
there
that's weird. I did too.
He is in it, so it's there.
But see, that's the Barry Allen that I like. I actually like him more than Ezra Miller, but that's only because I wind up hearing Ezra Miller speak.
I like that. I liked him in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah,
a whole lot.
Yeah,
and then now anything he does, I feel like he can do no wrong.
Okay, all right. No, I'll take that.
But it's a bias. I just think he's great. He got very much redeemed in the Snyder cut.
I agree. His character, his portrayal of the Flash changed in the Zack Snyder cut versus the Justice League that we saw in theaters. Mm-hmm. Like that totally changed my opinion of him.
The Warner Whedon cut, it robbed Cyborg of having any depth as a character.
Agreed.
It robbed you knowing anything about the Flash outside of my dad's in jail. Well, we all knew that already.
Right.
The thing I like the most is like the blowing out of the shoes when it takes and like pure physics takes part in the grabbing a hot dog and like him being funny. That is the Flash, like him being kind of that, not Deadpool enough, but just that kind of quirk when he sits back with the dogs. He's like, I always bring treats with me, like, and just in case, did I get the job, like that kind of thing.
I'm gonna have to look up the Flash trailer.
It's very good, and at the end you see a very familiar vehicle covered in a drape.
Oh, really?
1989 Batmobile. They don't reveal it, but the big Flash, it's not the normal Flash.
Right.
He's like, what the? And it goes black as soon as he's about to pull the cape. And he's like, what? Yeah. Like, literally, like, this is awesome.
That is pretty cool. I do like what I see DC doing. And I get Marvel's done stuff.
They opened a door that Marvel is slowly now just with the multiverse.
Right.
DC said, like, dang. All right, so people like certain things about these movies. We can cut the fat and pick what we want.
Right.
Ben Affleck's in the Flash trailer. Like his Batman is like his cowl busted on the floor and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they can sit there and literally pick what they want and then align it however they want.
That's exciting.
They took something that could just been like a train wreck and they could have been like, oh, we'll try it again in 10 years.
Who's doing the Flash movie? Do you know who's directing it?
Originally, it was the guy who did... Oh, gosh. I cannot remember his name now.
Yeah.
James Wan did Aquaman. And he did Fast and the Furious.
Right.
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, we'll look it up. We'll figure it out. But either way, it looks like it's going to be good. I guess if we're talking about stuff that's coming out that I'm excited about, I am excited about the Eternals. I know you...
I'm gonna watch it, and it could totally be a rad movie. I just don't have any. I'm just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Eternals. I still haven't seen Shang-Chi. I haven't seen that. I have, and I'm excited about Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's gonna be. I think Spider-Man, as long as Spider-Man does everything I want it to do,
exactly,
then it'll be fantastic.
Yeah. If it doesn't, we're gonna be very angry.
But there's gonna be so many Marvel movies coming out next year.
I hope they don't. I hope that you don't see the Amazing Spider-Man come in and it be like, we brought that Spider-Man in only and brought in Doc Ock from the Tobey Maguire verse. Like,
I
like
see
one
that.
Spider-Man villain from this movie. We got this Spider-Man from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The, what's his name?
James Garfield. No, Garfield. It's
Garfield's. Well,
yeah.
We got Garfield's
I think it's
Spider-Man.
James Garfield.
No, that's a president.
This is the president.
we got the Amazing Spider-Man, and we bring in Doc Ock from Tobey Maguire.
Damn it!
I hope they don't do that.
Yeah,
but they're bringing in Electro, so that would be 2 things from.
Yeah, it's Electro after he's figured out his powers too.
Right.
Like he's not blue
and a dork.
Yeah, yeah.
Jamie Foxx with the bald head and
the
goofy teeth and the glasses.
I think he borrowed some of that from the Soul movie.
Yeah,
that's where that came from. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Want to just again talk about the fact that Trent has a gig. He is now going to be the house DJ at the Aristocrat every Wednesday. The Aristocrat this week, I'm sorry, no, not this week, October 27th, he will have Bite Night where it's a vampire theme. So come dressed up as a vampire for some sort of deal. I can't remember what the deal was.
Come dressed as a vampire and it's half off something.
Yeah, half off something. Probably your clothes.
And
I have to assume.
I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to tell everybody just put glitter on you and say you're one of the Cullens.
So the Aristocrat, 7 p.m., October 27th. I guess I don't think that's the start. I think he starts this week. But he'll be the house DJ there at the Aristocrat. So make sure
he shows up from the
haunted house.
The haunted house.
Yeah, we haven't found him yet.
No.
That's somebody's gonna be disappointed if he doesn't come home.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain who that's gonna be. And I realize I'm the one digging the hole.
Tune into the Seahawks Steelers game. He might be there.
You might see him on the second row or second stands. All right. As always,
you'll hear him.
Yeah, you will surely hear him. As always, special thanks, NiqueTheGeek, engineer and producer, as well as operator and owner of the G.O.T. Sound Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you want to book any time, you can call 803-243-2302, or you can email gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find details at gotsounds.com. I'm sorry, I did that wrong again. You can find details at gotsoundsstudio.com, or you can check Facebook for all the details. As well, special thanks to Muff the Producer, responsible for our beats. Follow him on Instagram at Muff the Producer. You can also follow Trent on Instagram at The Real DJ Lonzo, or you can email him for any of your entertainment needs. Trent at theallaboutnothing.com. Again, Instagram at The Real DJ Lonzo. So if you enjoy this little thing that we do and you want to consider becoming a patron of the show, you can visit our website and click at the top of the link. Click at the top of the page the link that says Patron or Patreon.
Patreon to become a patron.
Yeah, it'll take you to our Patreon page. You can find details on how to become a supporter. You can also check out benefits there, which ultimately I just made up, and we need to we will eventually get around to.
Give us ideas. What would you like to see? What would be worth your $5 a month?
$5 a month,
$3 a month, and the tiers.
Yeah, we do have 2 patrons now. So Lori and Lester, my sister, is now a patron of the show, and of course, Ami Bland is also a patron of our show. And I don't know how to shout out for either one of them to benefit them. I guess you could go and check out Ami on Instagram.
Her TikTok.
Oh, on her TikTok. Yeah, Zach's going to look up what her TikTok is. But you too can become a patron of the show, and we're happy to shout out birthdays and whatever it is you're doing out there to promote you. My sister.
She's Ami Ohmy, AMIIOHMY.
MY. And that's on TikTok. She is doing a series that I don't know that she wants me to talk about, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's called Cocktails, where she does a weekly
Gamecock history podcast.
It's not that. She is doing a weekly series on just outstanding humans. Yeah, outstanding individuals.
Women, I think.
Yeah. Anyone that anyone that has done something charitable, or that they do something out of it's fine. We're almost done. And you can check out our TikTok again. It's Ami Ohmy, AMIIOHMY on TikTok, and you can check out our series. So do that. As always, you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for All About Nothing US. On Twitter and Instagram, we are at AAN_pod, or you can find links to all of our social media and available podcast platforms by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. If you have anything that you want to tell us, or if you want to be on the show, you can certainly call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533, if you want to leave us any feedback. Thank you very much, Zach King. Appreciate it. Trent Clark, of course, not here. Dominique was with us for the first half, so thank him for that. That is it. As always,
have a week. And thank you, James Garfield, for your service.
This, the All About Nothing podcast, is recorded live in studio at the G.O.T. Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by NiqueTheGeek, owner and operator of G.O.T. Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zach King, Trent Clark, Dominique Stewart, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.